All right, I'm just working on some of my notes here. This is what keeps me up at night. I know I made a previous video, what keeps Klaus Schwab up late at night. This is what keeps me up. I just finished reading his book, Stakeholder Capitalism, and I'm actually almost finished his book that he wrote a few years ago, The Fourth Industrial Revolution. Man, that book is terrifying. I'm telling you. I was also, coincidentally, I decided just to break things up a bit and listen to an audiobook, 1984. And while I was listening to it, I was warming up my vehicle and I actually forgot. I was like, because I would go back and forth and I'm like, which book am I actually listening to? Am I listening to 1984? Or am I actually listening to the Fourth Industrial Revolution? So here's some notes that I'm going to be talking about in another video. The digital waters. This is uncharted territory. Basically, nobody knows what's going to happen on the other side of it regarding moral or ethical issues. Some of the little notes, like Klaus is talking about open AI, how fantastic that is, artificial intelligence. Realizing that we conform when we are watched, we become a conformist. That should be alarming. Their goal is to make humans better through cybernetics, synthetics. The question that pops up throughout the book is, can artificial intelligence be controlled? If so, who's going to take charge? You know, once we get all the data and everything, like who's going to take control of this data? And then also talking about life expectancy, health and wellness. You know, should we give people fines if they're not hooked up, if they don't have an iPhone embedded into them? Should we punish people like through health insurance, like give them fines because they're not taking care of themselves and we can detect it? Human augmentation, you know, genetic engineering. Some of the problems that pops up is class conflicts. You know, social skills will decrease. It's a proven fact. The more distracted you are with all this technology, like with Facebook, Instagram, all this kind of stuff, or if you're like me, MySpace, still waiting for that to come back. The more distracted you are, the less memory you have. This is a fact. You will not be able to remember stuff. This is why I spend hours reading the Bible so I can focus. Cyber war came up in the book. They're not sure how to deal with that with robots. You know, if they decide to go a little bit out of control and start killing people, what are the ethics behind that? Could there somebody that can actually hack these futuristic robots and then all of a sudden now it's out of our hands? Gender gaps, pay gaps, wage gaps, all this kind of stuff. They noticed, again, when I say they, I'm talking about Klaus and the World Economic Forum, because this is where he got a lot of his information from as well. There's going to be wage gaps for men and women. So women are going to suffer through this because, believe it or not every woman on the planet wants to be a programmer. A lot of men like programming, like sitting at their computer with a Slurpee, big gulp and hacking away and all this kind of stuff, but women don't like to do that. So the guy is like saying, well, maybe women want to be a psychologist to help the people that are addicted to all this kind of stuff. So that's a possibility. He calls this the age of distraction, of course. What else? We got polarization coming down the pipes. We're in the realm of new ethical frontiers. We've never been here before. So again, we're on uncharted territory. And once you're so deep in the digital waters, can you turn back? Can you deviate? And here's an interesting thing. Those who embrace change versus those who resist. It's kind of an interesting way of putting things. And then those who adapt. So people that adapt to Facebook, all the changes, YouTube, everything. Yes, including YouTube. Versus those that resist. I don't like those words. That's too Orwellian. And then right now, he said that machines are already outthinking us, especially when it comes to chess, all these kind of games and stuff. But it's crazy. Like when they're talking about genetic engineering, people that can't afford it, the losers will be deprived. Like this is a terrifying book. If you haven't read the book, like I'm telling you, you might want to have a little look at it. One of the trends that you notice that we are always connected to our phones, which is true. If I go to the bathroom, I'll be looking at my phone, I'll be honest. But 44% of teenagers never unplug. Morning, evening, they never unplug. At school, and you know that. You're sitting at the table with a teenager. They have their phone, and as soon as their phone goes off or whatever, they're not paying attention to your conversation. So yeah, this is terrifying. I'm telling you, this you read this book, it will keep you awake at night. If you think Klaus Schwab is up to only good for us, this is his words. This is stuff that I extracted from his book. And they're both terrifying, both books. Anyways, feel free to comment. Let me know your thoughts. Have you read the book? Will you read the book? It's on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate any feedback. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Really appreciate it. See you later.